tier list itself is going to be for competitive. So I think very clearly, Bangalore is S tier. If we can just start off with one.
Yep.
I think everyone's unanimous about that.
She has the perfect kit.
Bangalore, like the biggest reason is because of smoke grenades, but there's also the other things. Like smoke grenades being the best. Do they even have smoke grenades in Fortnite? Is that a thing?
They have gas.
They have like the
grenades
gas bombs,
and
yeah.
The early
They had
stage.
smokes like
Yeah, they did.
season 1, right?
Yep.
Okay, but like in PUBG and H1Z1 and in Blackout,
Yeah, smokes were crazy.
smokes are ridiculous in the competitive environment because it allows your teams to rotate. Healer S rank. I mean, we could.
Yeah, I'd say Lifeline's S rank.
We could talk about Lifeline as well. I think that's something that people might
don't-
disagree on.
I
Are
don't
we talking
know.
about? Are we talking about pubs
I
or
don't think.
comp?
I don't think
Anything,
comp.
dog.
We're talking about comp, but we can also like after we're done with the list, we'll go back and we'll talk about pubs.
Anything, dude.
Comp, I don't think Lifeline's S tier. I'll be honest.
Oh, she's got a small hitbox. She has a drone that you can drop to heal. She has a package that gives you free loot while you're allowed to hold a
Yeah,
spot,
but the
and
loot
you
is
can use the.
RNG.
Yeah, but still,
The past 2 days, I've played Lifeline like half the scrim games and haven't gotten a single armor. Like,
all right.
Yeah,
all right, but
that is a
look,
pretty big
look.
nerf. I don't know if it.
Let me just
Like
put all the
that-
strengths. Let me just put all the strengths real quick though. Small hitbox, able to heal yourself while fighting, faster heal because 25% increase in all things that are usable. A crate that gives you loot and you can use it as cover and you can block off passageways with it.
There's a lot of different value points with there.
And if your teammates are down, there's a shield that you get when you pick her up.
It actually
and
is.
faster res.
It is pretty big that you can use the ultimate as a blockade late game. People say that she sucks late game, but that ultimate, like creating cover for your team, can matter.
I just don't
The
see how
way
you could
that-
say she's not S tier.
the way that we play, if you're playing Lifeline, like it doesn't matter. If we knock someone and you're playing Lifeline, we're still gonna jump on you, even if you're
All right,
rushing.
let's-
if you're low. We're still gonna.
Let's
push.
get back to
Sure, but
Lifeline.
that's not a lifeline issue.
Um,
That's he's out of position issue.
All right,
But that's still like some teams might.
well,
play like
we'll
that,
get
right?
back to Lifeline. First, I want to like let everyone know who you are, just so everyone in the chat knows. So the people that are talking right now is at the top of the list right here is Callie. He plays for Liquid. Everyone that's here is currently signed for pro organizations, and they're competing. Next is Mirko. He's signed for Rogue, and then the next two people are Kurt and Zerg, which are signed to T1, which is, how do I explain T1 the best? Because it's like, how do you explain that?
Previously SKT T1.
So yeah,
the
SK,
#1 league team in the world.
yeah, so SK
League of
Telecom, their league team. They made it's not like another org. They just like rebranded.
It's a merge.
Rebranded.
Like a merge kind of. Yeah, so they came up with T1, which is a brand new, but was SKT. But yeah, they're the Apex people, which is Kurt and Zerg. I'm gonna list in the description of this video. I'm gonna put links to all their Twitches if you guys want to go follow them. They stream all the time if you guys want to watch actual high rank competitive play and just or pub stomping in general. But anyways, let's get back to Lifeline, because Lifeline is gonna be something that we probably will need to talk about more. I think clearly we could put caustic and at the bottom at D tier.
I wouldn't put them at the bottom.
I'd say C.
I'd put
I'd say
Mirage
C.
at the bottom,
But-
but I'd put Caustic and
Okay.
Jib at
Is there a
C.
tier above S?
Do you think
I'd
Mirage
put
is the
C.
only one at D tier?
for Caustic?
I think Mirage is the worst character in the game by far.
Yeah, that's because like people don't get bamboozled.
Even Gibraltar's even better than. I'd even put Gibraltar at B tier. Like that's just no joke.
I mean, I think what people are gonna say is like Mirage. There are moments where you could get value out of him, like actually people could get tricked. But in terms of consistency, like that character just sucks, really, really bad. Like his passive doesn't even work. His passive is bugged and is not even good in the first place.
This passive is so
Yeah.
dog shit.
Mirage is horrible. All right, so what do you guys want to talk about? Caustic? Do you think C tier?
Yeah, because he has playability.
Yeah.
I could see it. You know, late game throwing down traps.
You can block the bunker door with his trap.
Really?
So you can throw the trap inside the door, and you cannot open it anymore. The only way to open up the door
Just
is
trigger
to
the
destroy
trap.
the trap.
Oh, okay.
Except if the trap's on the inside of the door, it locks the bunker door.
That's pretty wild. So, like, one thing with the most recent update with Season 1 was they talked about changing the hitboxes for Caustic and Gibraltar and Pathfinder. Because those characters, like, the biggest problems with them is they're fat and they're easy to hit. But what I've noticed the last 24 hours after the update was it didn't seem like they really changed the character. They just changed the hitbox itself a little bit. I think that's why we're getting a lot of no
Yeah.
rigs right now. I don't know if you guys have noticed. Have you guys?
I think that's.
I got a
think it's-
lot of no rigs.
I think that's
I
because.
I
think
think
just
that
the
might just
servers.
be server side.
You think
It's
so?
all server side. I don't think it has to do with changes to hitbox.
Okay, I wasn't sure about that. Like
I think the hitboxes might help that though. Like it might have,
But-
like the new hitboxes have changed it.
they didn't actually change the character itself. They just changed the way that the hitbox works, right?
Yeah, they.
I'm
had
getting no
fixed the
regs on like
hitboxes.
lifeline.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Pathfinder looks sleek as fuck, dude. He looked like he lost 20 pounds of
You
armor.
think?
I think they literally trimmed off the sides of his chest and his like hips and everything.
Like I wanted to see all characters become the same size, but that's just I would rather just have everything be the same, but I mean that would take away like a little bit of uniqueness to the game. You know, make it hard for like Gibraltar is Gibraltar. Like how do you make him skinny, you know? So
Yeah.
a lot of people
I think Rainbow Six Siege would have been a good way to do it.
a lot of people are talking about like adding health pools or like whatever. But I don't know, it just gets weird when you do stuff like that.
I think so. You know how Rainbow Six Siege works, right? With the different characters, you have like 2 armor, 2 speed, 1 armor, 3 speed, like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I think if they move that way with Apex, it actually could be really good. You can make like Gibraltar the tankiest character in the game, but he's also the slowest character in the game.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
can make Wraith the fastest character in the game, but she is the weakest because of the fact that how fast she is. She get like 3 speed, 1 armor. You know what I mean? I think
can
if they
see
went
it.
that direction, you could keep the different body sizes and still allow their kits to work the way they're supposed to.
Yeah, I could see it being a thing. I mean, I just prefer everything being the same size, same health pool, just because I think for competitive reasons, that's just the best. But I don't know. But anyway, so if we put Caustic at C tier, what do you guys think why is Caustic C tier? What's holding him back? And what's him above Mirage?
His abilities are really only good if you're on the back foot of a fight. Like his traps are only good if a team is pushing into you. They don't really.
If
do
you
much
already
on
have the
offense.
best positioning.
Yeah. You're just kind of sitting there playing for late game, playing for someone to run into you or make a mistake.
Yeah.
Whereas like Gibraltar has more offensive stuff.
What do
and
you think they could
Pathfinder's the same.
what do you think they could do to Caustic to maybe bump him up the list a little bit?
Make his gas not affect teammates.
Yeah, make
that
the
would work.
gas not affect teammates. Maybe bump the damage up on his ult. Possibly, maybe 2 damage, 3 damage.
I
Yeah.
think it should have like a meter, right? So like the longer you stay in the gas, it starts ticking harder.
Yeah, like a ramp up. That could be good.
I think it's pretty. Let's get through the rest of the list and we could talk about some more specifics. So Gibraltar, what do you think? I guess that's something that we could talk about a lot, but we'll get into it later. But what do you think? A tier or B tier? Clearly not S tier.
B.
He could possibly be C, but I'm thinking more towards B.
Jib and Bloodhound are probably B tier, I'd say.
Yeah,
Just kind of niche scenarios for them as well.
I think Jib is more valuable than Blood, though.
I think Blood's C tier.
You think?
Okay, so like the only good thing about Blood is her ult, but it takes 2 minutes to charge, so you literally never
Yeah.
have it.
And what's
Yeah, I
crazy is you
agree.
can hear the ult, so you like
Yeah,
you know that the Blood is going to be going aggro when it's popped.
exactly.
And you know when it's finished as well, so like if they're trying to do like
Yeah.
smoke plays, then you just know it's gonna happen because you hear the blood ult, so you won't be playing in smokes.
Yeah, I agree with the C tier then, because I forgot that ult is mad loud.
Do you think it's like bottom end of B tier or just straight up C tier,
Probably just straight up C tier.
but better than Caustic?
Yeah.
The reason why Jib is B tier, in my opinion, is if you can get that man late game,
Yeah, his ult
he
is
is a
nasty, dude.
force. He is so good.
It just because there's no counterplay to the ult other than getting inside the shield or getting inside a building, and if you're doing that, then you're losing position or you're dead. All right, so let's talk about Pathfinder. I know this is something that has been like talked about a lot, so everyone thought he was like, at first everyone thought he was bad, and then everyone thought he was good, and then everyone thought he was bad in terms of like S to A tier. What do you guys think Pathfinder's at right now?
I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that thought Pathfinder was really fucking good. He's probably just like bottom of A tier, and then Lifeline's top of A tier, possibly S tier.
So like if we're going,
I've seen the light.
if we're going with the S tier best comp right now, not including Octane, it's what everyone's clearly been running is Bang, Wraith, and
And
Lifeline.
Wraith.
And Lifeline, right? That's
Mhm.
been the best three. I know some people have been swapping out Lifeline for Pathfinder, right? And do you think Pathfinder would swap out for anything else other than Lifeline, like Bang or Wraith?
No, I think it's just swapping Lifeline for possibly Octane or Wraith for possibly Octane.
Yeah. So if we have, so right now we have the best comp what everyone's running is Bang, Lifeline, Wraith, and then next is Pathfinder, then B tier is Gib, C tier is Blood, Caustic, then last is Mirage. If we throw Octane into this equation, what do we think Octane would replace? And if he doesn't replace anything, where would we put him in A tier? Would he be better
He
than
would
Pathfinder?
be an A tier, replacing the Pathfinder or the Wraith.
Yeah, I actually like that a lot because, like, you know, Wraith is used because Wraith is nuts already, but you also have the mobility from the portal for team plays.
So my thought on Octane is he plays a lot like Bangalore in the sense that he's a strong skirmisher. He has this movement speed and he's able to do a lot of flanks, a lot of like fast play potential. And so, in my opinion, he should be A tier, and he's kind of right now being swapped out. At least with my team, we've been working with Bangalore and having the Bangalore player also playing Octane, and it's up to him whether he wants to play either one of those, depending on if we want to have like a heavy rotate team or if we want to emphasize high ground.
So you've been hard locking Lifeline and Wraith, and then swapping.
I think Lifeline's a must pick right now, and we've been playing. At least today, we tried out Octane, Lifeline, and Pathfinder, which seemed to be pretty damn good.
One of the things I like about Lifeline is it adds, like, the character has just so many value points that it just adds consistency to the whole squad. Just because there's so many different reasons why Lifeline is good. But then there's a lot of people that think that Lifeline doesn't even deserve to be, you know, the most picked. Like, they're all leaning towards like Octane. I saw a lot of scrim squads yesterday running Bangalore, Wraith, and Octane. But I don't know if it's just because they just wanted to run Octane or if they actually thought that Octane was just straight up better than Lifeline.
Everyone just
The reason
W
why
keys.
people are we were running that comp and it works pretty well because if you get a knock, the amount of
It's
pressure
really
you can just
aggro.
put on someone,
Yeah.
you have every utility to just run and roll over a team like fast enough before you get W.
It's kind of like every character has crazy survivability too. Like Lifeline kind of lacks that a
Yeah.
little bit because Lifeline lacks mobility. So your positioning has to be nuts. And you have to play around your Lifeline a little bit. Whereas
Yeah,
if
you can't play as aggro with the lifeline,
Yeah.
but the lifeline like can play just kind of chilling, kind of.
I really don't think that Bangalore can be swapped out. I thought about it, but I don't think Bangalore. I think Bangalore is like actually the best character in the game in terms of
Yeah, the smokes are very strong, and our ult is really good. After you wipe a team, you throw the ult if you're worried about getting possibly third-partied, and
the speed
need to
boost
grab
is
loot.
just everything about that character
Yeah.
is just ridiculous. I don't know if you could really swap anything out. And then you talk about like so if you're keeping Bangalore, then you can either replace Lifeline or Wraith. If you replace Lifeline, then your team just becomes like a really offensive, you know, all the characters have good self survivability. But like I don't know. It's interesting because it looks like a pretty good comp, but it's just a difference in playstyle, you think, right?
Yeah,
All right.
I feel the problem with Octane, Wraith, and Bangalore is I think as of right now because everyone's kind of at least in scrim wise everyone's playing really puggy and it's kind of just the W key
Yeah.
fest essentially that really caters to the playstyle of what's being played now. But once customs roll out and the pace is definitely slowed down,
Yeah.
and you're not able to W key like that, like most pro teams, if they see a team W king them, you're not gonna live. You're
Yeah.
gonna have your armor taken
I
off.
agree.
You're gonna be absolutely destroyed.
I agree. It also things will change a lot in customs with like playstyle and also number of teams.
Yeah.
Like because we don't really know how many number of teams they're gonna want in the custom lobby. It could be less. Than
It'll be 20.
20. It probably will be 20, but
You want to keep the
Yeah.
competitive scene as close to the public scene as you possibly can, so that people can relate.
yeah. Something that was changed with Lifeline that a lot of people probably don't know is that you used to be able to get gold items out of the care packages, but you can't anymore. So abusing like care packages for upgrading loot is a lot less than it was before, even though you still can, but you don't have that small chance of getting a gold armor or a gold helm. But
I don't think that nerf was that big.
I
The chance was tiny anyway.
I think it was pretty
Yeah.
big because it's just like a whole different category of upgrading armor. Even though it's a small chance, but it was, it was there. Like it did happen. You did get armors, gold armor and gold helm. I guess it wasn't crazy.
Gold
but,
armor in the sense of competitive is pretty useless.
Yeah, but it's like adding an extra % chance to get an epic armor. So
I mean, it might also be a roll where you roll an armor and then it rolled either that armor and then
Oh, yeah, I
it
see
could
what
be
you're
purple
saying.
or gold. It might
Yeah.
not be like 2 separate rolls.
yeah. All right, so I think it's pretty unanimous that Pathfinder just can't be S tier. I don't think, even in the customs. What do you guys think in customs when customs come out? Do you think Pathfinder could find its way in S tier? That hitbox is just fucking ridiculously big.
He
I
could
think
he could find his way in there if the amount of endgame zones changes.
Yeah. You think
Because right now the zones are very predictable, and you can kind of pretty much
yeah.
a 50-50 for like after first zone.
Yeah, I agree. Something would have to change for Pathfinder to make his way in. He's just too big,
They
dude.
just his hitbox is actually really nice right now.
Yeah,
and
he's
like
in a
while
really good spot.
grappling, it's really hard to hit.
Yeah.
But the passive lacks because you just know where the zones are gonna end.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I think even with knowing where the zones are gonna end, like the playstyle of moving from beacon to beacon, like seems to work so well because there's not that. Maybe that's just because there's not that many Pathfinder players right now.
Yeah.
But like the way we were playing today, dude, we literally went from beacon to beacon, getting to the next zone, and shit was just so like fluid. It was awesome.
You do have to.
It was insane.
That is a good point. So
You
like,
have to
go ahead.
You have to get lucky with the beacon spots, though. Even though they added 2 more like possible positions for beacons, there were games that I played Lifeline or Pathfinder, and all the beacons were on one side of the, and we
Yeah,
couldn't
true.
like hit any of them.
But yeah, that's good to point out though, because like if Pathfinder becomes like guaranteed S tier, everyone's playing him, then every beacon is just gonna get used.
You can double
Immediately.
use a beacon.
Oh, can you actually?
So, I mean,
Oh, you can.
yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, as a team, like if you want to hold down a beacon spot, you can reuse it later.
Okay. Well, you can use the same beacon, but if someone else uses a beacon, then you can't use.
I'm pretty sure you can.
I
You
don't
can,
know if you can.
everyone can use the same beacon, and you can use the same beacon as many times as you want.
Oh well, there it is.
What? I actually didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I put
That's
why
why Pathfinder is fucking nuts.
Okay. Things have changed. I didn't realize that. I haven't put a lot of time into Pathfinder. I know Grego has, but we haven't really. We scrimmed with them for like 1 week, and then we went back to Lifeline.
We literally like every single scrim, we went to like second to last circle, and we did because we had the green circle right, so we know exactly where it's at, and we literally just got optimal position every single time, and we had
Yeah.
high ground, and we just destroyed everybody. I think we had 2 different scrims where we had 20 plus kills, and we weren't even like pushing for kills.
Yeah.
It's just because our positioning was so insane because of Pathfinder that we literally just shot everybody rotating in, and we just got so many kills. It was insane.
Yeah. All right. So just to conclude everything, pretty clearly, it's still the same comp meta as Bang, Lifeline, Wraith. But if you do swap in Octane, you were saying, Mirko, that you actually did it for Bang. You guys were testing swapping out Bang.
I think the playstyles match up. So
Yeah.
your Bangalore player should be your Octane player. I think any good Bangalore player right now should be playing Octane.
I was actually thinking about playing Octane a lot, but we didn't even scrim today. Yeah, I don't know. It depends on the team, I guess. A lot of people are saying that they've been trying out swapping out Wraith, and then some people are just swapping out Lifeline just to make an aggro pub style comp. But I think this is all going to change depending on like customs and all that.
It's all about your team dynamic.
All right, so if we talk about, let's compare this list to just the casual players. Let's just say like Timmy and Jimmy queuing up ranked, and they want to work well together in a public environment. What do you guys think that they should lean towards? Do you think they should lean towards the Bang, Lifeline, Wraith, or do you think they should use Octane, or do you think Octane's a really high skill cap character that people should lean away from him?
Are they trying for wins in public matches or high kills?
Let's just say like
Makes
they're going for wins, but they're not camping. They're actually taking team fights. They're just not holding W all the time. You know, they're getting like, let's say like 12 kill squad wins or something like that. Like just the average player looking to get some kills, get some wins.
Definitely Bang still.
I think Octane's
Maybe throw in. I'd probably do Octane Bang Wraith, honestly, for a casual pub squad where everybody
You think
needs
so?
to play for themselves.
Yeah, sure.
Most teams don't have the level of teamwork where they can like actually use the
The lifeline.
abilities of the heroes like together
Yeah.
to a point where it actually matters. So I think individual skill matters a lot more in pubs. So you need the heroes that can complement that.
Yeah. Do you think Octane is actually a pretty hard character for like the average player to really play well off of?
No.
I don't think he's hard to master, but there definitely is sometimes when people might overuse his Q ability
Yeah.
and just keep losing HP without noticing.
From what I
Yeah, that
noticed,
is one thing.
when I noticed from new players that they play really slow. Like so like wrapping their head around Octane might be a little difficult. And they might just go too aggressive or just, you know, they might just
Yeah,
forget
I
to
think
heal
that's why
themselves.
Octane would be good though, because you wouldn't be spamming Q like a new player wouldn't be, or like a casual player that maybe doesn't grasp fully the
Yeah.
like how to use their abilities won't spam that Q to the point where the life is low, and they don't take fights as much. So like when they do take a fight, maybe they pop it
Yeah.
to get that extra speed boost, and that might be enough to win them that fight.
I think Octane would be great for new players to learn and play because it just will force them to play more faster, you know, like more, you know, fast paced and aggressive and stuff. It'll just help them become better quicker. I think Wraith kind of has that a little bit too, because you can, if you get into a bad spot, you can just shift out. Yeah, I guess that pretty much covers everything with the character tier list. Do you guys have any like other things that you might throw in there, like cheese comps or I don't know, something random? Because I know some people were trying out Gib. There actually is like Triv is a Gib main, right? That's the only person I
He's
know.
been playing it a lot. Yeah, today he played it every game.
He's the man you want to talk to about Jib. He's like the forefront of trying to keep that man in the meta.
He's the only
Yeah.
one I know of that plays him still. I started out the game playing
He
Jib.
loves him.
I have a lot of respect for Jib and Triv running Jib, but I don't know, man. That dude's just too slow, too big. I can't do it.
You have to play a lot smarter and
Yeah.
maybe more passive, but it just I don't play Jib, so I wouldn't know. But I can assume you make it to late game, you have your ult still, and you throw an ult and you maybe kill 3 teams at once.
It could be like, what if you replaced your lifeline with Jib and your bang with Octane, so it gives your Jib 2 separate mobility. Like if you can teleport him around and you can bounce pad him around. Like that's actually something that you could consider.
It could work, but as far as loot is right now, you would need more loot because if you don't get a lot of loot off the start, you're kind of
Yeah.
trying to hide from being poked. And if your Jib is just running around trying to rotate from spot to spot, he'll get shot at for sure,
hmm
and he'll have to use all his.
It's pretty
meds.
easy to shoot people off the bounce pad too. That's something I learned like right away when the character got released. I kept trying to use bounce pad to get away from squads, and it just got me killed because it was easy to shoot me out of this guy. All right, cool. So that's the Apex Legends tier list. I know there's another legend coming out soon. I don't know if there's any leaks about it. I know his name is Watson, but have you guys seen any like ability leaks or anything?
Have not.
I wonder if it's gonna be
Have
a
not.
mobility character.
I hope so.
Because right now all the
You
best
can never have
characters,
enough mobility.
yeah, all the best characters are high mobility or
I think
they're
it's gonna
small
be a
hitbox.
tank.
Another big one.
I think next character is
sense.
gonna be a tank.
He
They
does.
already
sound
have.
name.
They have two. They have two. No, they have 3 characters that are already mobility. They have 1 real support. They have like 2 like fast rotator kind of things. I guess you could say with Wraith and Pathfinder, like they're kind of a mix. You know what I mean? Like they don't really have other than Gibraltar. Like
Yeah.
it's just it's either a support or a tank. I feel like is in the works.
I have a feeling he's not going to be a competitive character. He'll probably just be a fun character for pubs. But I could be wrong. We'll see.
You never know. Most
Yeah.
companies like to release a character that's super fucking broken.
Yeah.
You get a bunch of money from selling skins, and then you end up nerfing them a bit. That's
Yeah.
that's usually how most companies operate.
Pretty much. All right, so we pretty much covered everything.